Hi everybody, I'm Verna from StampinNotes, and today I'm going to make some beautiful cards with the lovely Stippled Roses Bundle. This set is in the spring catalog, January to April catalog, and it is on page 64, and it is just beautiful. And I'm going to make 3 different cards to share with you today, and if you would like the kits for these cards, you would get 2 kits for each card. Everything would be pre-cut for you, and you'll get the designer series paper and the card stock. And excuse me, you would also get the PDF tutorial. And if your order is $50 or more, I will include a pack of gems. So this is pre-recorded today, and I will get started right now. So the first card we're going to make is just a lovely card, and it uses, we start with a piece of Pebble Path cardstock, and as you can see, I've embossed this with a floral embossing folder that's also in the back of the new January to April mini catalog. Actually, it's not new. It's a few months old now. So I've embossed the front. This will be embossed for you if you decide to get the kits, because this is not part of the Stippled Roses bundle. So that would already be embossed for you. You would need the bundle to finish the cards as I have finished them. So to that, we are going to add a piece of the designer series paper with the gorgeous roses on it, and this was in the celebration catalog. This was a free product, and I have enough of that I'm able to send some for you to use. I'm just going to move this out here, and I'm bringing in my glue, and I'm going to add some glue to the back. And this is from Sweet Petunia. It's a glue press. It works great because it doesn't get plugged the way it sits in the holder. And I have filled it with Stampin' Up's glue, the Tombow glue. I'll show it to you. So this is the glue press, and because of this little cushion here, it sits in there. It won't clog. It won't get, you won't have trouble with it being clogged and trying to get glue out, and you just squeeze it, the handle there, to use that. So there's a little plug for my Sweet Petunia. I don't think it's my Sweet Petunia. Alright, so I'm just going to press that down like that. And I've got a little bit along the edge there. I'm going to grab some scissors and cut that. It's a little bit long. We'll go right along that edge there. I'm pre-recording this today. I'm usually on Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but my daughter-in-law Amanda has to have surgery, and I'll be going with my son. It's in Rochester, New York, which is out of town, and so I'm going to be with him up there for her surgery. Okay, so now we have a square we're going to cut, and I have already cut it, the square like that. I think it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, but I can't remember. I know by looking at it's in the PDF. And then I have used this, these are the Everyday Details dies, and I have used this one right here. I centered it in there, and I cut that out. Now, these are kind of hard. You've got all these tiny little dots that you're getting out of there, and the way that I do it to get that easily to come out of the cardstock is to lay a dryer sheet on my plate first, then the cardstock, and then the die, and run it through. And the dryer sheet, when you pull it off, will get most of those little pieces out of there. Alright, and behind this, I'm going to add a piece of that Designer Series paper, like that. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the very edges of it. I can't remember the name of this. It might be Stippled Roses, Stippled Paper. I don't know if I still have anything with a name on it or not. But this is the paper that you'll get in your kit. Oops. I want it this way. So we're going to lay this on there like that. Oh no, I've got it the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's do this. So I'm going to put it so it's down farther than it is up, and it's not in the center. Alright, and there should be some glue on the back of that still, and that's going to layer over that like that. Then I have a little die cut from the Thoughtful Expressions bundle. And that's the dies with a hummingbird in it. And this will be die cut for you. I have that sweet little die cut there. And I'm going to stamp it with Sending Thanks. And this is from the Stippled Roses bundle. And I'm going to use Pebble Path. Must be I didn't bring it over here. I'm going to go grab that. Sending Thanks. Such a pretty font. And I'm just going to adhere this flat right in the center there. Just like that. I want that up a little bit like that. Alright, and now I've stamped I'm going to stamp a flower from the Stippled Roses. And I'm going to stamp this little flower here. And I'm going to use the Pebble Path ink to stamp that. Oops, I got the wrong stamp. Little flower, where are you? There it is. Okay. There's the flower. And here's the ink. And we're going to stamp this on our scrap paper, just like that. And I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath that. I'm going to use the Stampin' Blends, and they are an alcohol marker. They will leak a little bit. Sometimes they leak a little bit, so I'm grabbing a piece of scrap paper just to put under here while I color this. And I'm bringing in Calypso Coral, or nope, Flirty Flamingo. So So first I'm going to go over this with the light. I'm going to go over the whole thing of the flower with the light Flirty Flamingo. And I'm using the brush tip because it's a pretty wide area. Alright, I'm going to take my dark Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to use the bullet tip. There's two tips on these. There's the brush tip and the bullet tip. And I'm just coloring in where the artist made the dark shadows on this. I'm just going over that. It's so easy to do. And if you want to, you can go around the edges here a little bit. You don't have to be an artist to make a beautiful flower. With the blends, it does all the work. So those colors will blend together. I'm grabbing Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to go over the leaves with the light Granny Apple Green. Alright, I'm going to come in with the dark, and I'm just going to highlight where it's darker on the leaf. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Alright, so I have already done one and die cut it out just for the sake of time. And that is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Before we put that on, I've die cut, this is a die cut in the Stippled Roses Bundle. And I've used vellum. You can't see the detail on it, but there is nice detail on this. And I'm going to just lay it probably like that. I'm going to put a little dab of glue here to hold that down. Right there. I'm going to bring that rose back. Here's our rose, and I want to add some dimensionals to that. And I'm going to layer it over that vellum. With your vellum, you want to be careful not to add glue where it will show. Like, don't put glue under this leaf or this leaf, because that spot of glue will show underneath there. Alright, now let's add some twine to that. And this is from our Basics twine pack. This is the gray. It goes nicely with the Pebbled Path. And I'm doing a double, I'm doubling up the twine here. I'm going to pull that down quite a bit. And let's cut this off. I'm going to make these hang a little bit longer. The pack of gems you will get in your kit are the Rhinestones Basics with this kit, because you can color them, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to color them to go on this card. Alright, and I'm getting a glue dot to add that. We'll put it right there. So there's our card so far. Isn't that pretty? Now let's bring in those rhinestones. And let's put one here. and one, oh, let's put one there, and one right there. Okay, so I want to add some color to those. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo marker, and I can make them the same color as my flower, or I could use the green too. I'm going to use this, and you just color the top of them. If they're on your paper, you want to be careful that you don't get it on your cardstock. I'm going to switch to the other end here. You want to be careful it doesn't get on your cardstock when you're doing it. And that adds just a nice little touch of pink to those. And then I would add my inside piece, and you will get the inside piece in your kit. So that is card number 1. Alright, card number 2. We're going to start with a piece of crumb cake cardstock and fold it in half, or you can score it. This is 8.5 by 5.5. You can score it at 4 1/4 and then fold it, but you always want to burnish it down. And then I have a piece of Very Vanilla that's 5 1/4 by 4, and I have used the brick embossing folder on this 3D embossing folder and run it through my machine. And I'm going to adhere this down to my card base, and I do like to use liquid glue, especially for anything embossed, because of the little nooks and crannies. Alright, so there's our card base on there. And I will be doing cards all week with the Stippled Rose set. So I have a large die cut. I've used the largest circle in the Everyday Details dies, and die cut circle from Very Vanilla. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper, and I'm going to stamp the large rose image on this in crumb cake. And this is that beautiful large stamp. And with a large stamp, it's easiest to ink them up from the top with the stamp laying down instead of tapping it on your ink pad, because it's so large. Just take your stamp pad and cover it like that. Alright, so this is going to hang over. That's why you need to use a large piece of scrap paper. And I'm just going to stamp that beautiful image on there. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm going to bring in my blending brushes, and I am using Moody Mauve for the roses, and this will not be exact. I'm just going in the general area of where the flower is. And I'm just taking my brush onto the ink pad. You want to brush some of it off first so it doesn't look gloppy, and just gently add a little bit of color to your roses. Just like that. I'll add a little bit here and a little bit here. Alright, so now I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to, oh, let's use Old Olive, and we'll do the leaves. And with these blending brushes, these are the large ones. They come in a large and a small size, which is great. And they will stain, but all you have to do is wash them, rinse them out, and to reuse them. They will still be stained, but we're going to do a little bit of green there, and we've got our leaves here. There. So isn't that pretty? Just a little bit of blending on there. It's not exact, but it's really pretty. Okay, so we're going to pop this onto our card base here with dimensionals, or I've got adhesive foam sheets. I think I'll use a couple of these. I'm just going to tear that. Put one there. These sheets are pretty large, and I just cut it into pieces, and they're nice for when you have a large shape, so you don't have to keep putting down a lot of dimensionals. And we'll put that there. Alright, so let's put this like that. And we've got that on our brick there. I have a die cut. I did have a die cut. Did I drop? Oh, here it is. Okay, this is from the Stylish Shapes dies, and this will be die cut for you. And I'm gonna stamp congratulations in crumb cake onto this little banner here. This font is so pretty. Now I want to go as far as I can down to this end, because this is going to be cut off. So I'm going to go just like that. And there's our congratulations. And I am going to cut this end off straight, so it's straight. I'm going to put glue. It's going to go like this. Congratulations. I wonder if I can move this over a little. Yep. There we go. Actually, I think I'll just put the glue on first right now. Just on this end here. Like that. And I'm going to slide a piece of foam under that, or you could use dimensionals just to hold that in place. Whoops. Like that. And I'm bringing in our pecan pie center stripe ribbon. There it is. Okay, so this is an online exclusive. You won't find it in a catalog. If you're interested in, we have a lot of beautiful online products. You go to products, and then there's a category there for online exclusives. And that's where you would find it. Alright, and we're going to put this right here. Bringing in my glue dots, and I'm going to add a couple glue dots there. this is going to go right along that, like that. And then I'm going to cut these down. These scissors are kind of dull. They need to be sharpened. And let's add some of our gems. We'll grab the rhinestone gems. Alright, so let's put one of the large one, like right here. And then here's a medium one. We'll put this up here. And a smaller one. Oops, that one's not going to stick good. Like right there. And I'm going to color them with the Granny Apple Green. So I'm just bringing this in. And we'll have some nice green gems. That's what I love about these rhinestones. You can make them whatever color you want. And then you would put, you'll get a very vanilla piece for the inside of your card. So there's card number 2. Isn't that pretty? See the green gems? Alright, card number 3 is a fun fold, and I did a flip top fun fold a few weeks ago, and this is a vertical one. Alright, so I'm starting with a piece of just regular basic white cardstock. I did not use thick because this is going to fold back, and I didn't want it to be too heavy. Plus, I'm going to do some die cutting. I'm going to grab my trimmer. Alright, we're going to score this at 5.5. And the scoring blade is the light gray one, or it's kind of a beige. And then 2 3/4. Right there. So it's scored in 2 places. Now let's fold it and burnish it. Alright, and I'm going to burnish it the other way too. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my, well, first before I do that, I'm going to put some designer series paper up here. Okay, so I have a piece of the beautiful Calypso Coral designer series paper I'm going to add right here. And we'll do it this way. Just like that. And I'm gonna put another one here. And, oh, I may not have cut that. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. So I'm gonna bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this is really nice. It folds up so nicely so you can put it away in a small area. And we have a mini one too that folds up. But this is a wider one, and so I need the width to do this die cut. I'm grabbing my plates. Oops. Okay, so I've put my plates on here. I'm laying my cardstock on there, and I've got the two score lines here. And this upper score line, I'm going to lay my die over, which is going to be the largest circle in the Everyday Details dies. And I will also, I want to show you how the dryer sheet works good. So I've got a dryer sheet here. I'm going to lay this underneath it. Alright, this is going to go on top. I'm going to lay my die so that that line is going right through the middle of that circle, and it's the same width on both sides there. Okay, so that looks about right. I'm going to tape it down. Okay, now I'm only going to put my plate from here on up. That way it will only cut this. This won't be cut. Okay, see if I can do it within my small space here. So there's my plate. And I want the end of that plate to come right here where that line, that score mark is. Just like that. I'm going to hold that and I'm going to run it through. This is really cool how the dryer sheet works. Okay. So let's I'm going to take my dryer sheet off there, and you'll see it's pulling most of those little dots off there. And let's pop this up. Carefully pull that. Isn't that cool? It got most of those out very easily. And I've got a few there that I can poke out with my Take Your Pick tool. If I can see where I put it, I'll grab my other one. Okay, I don't see it. I've got some tweezers here. Alright, so I'm just going to press those out of there. Alright, and this is, we just want that 1/2 die cut. So, what's going to happen is, we're going to fold that. This is going to fold back like this. I'm going to poke that out of there. Alright, so I can't wait to show you the rest of this. I'm going to take my 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of designer series paper for the inside. This is going to go right here. So we'll add our glue. And this little glue press comes with, this is a regular tip, but there's a fine tip too. I didn't realize there were two. You have to order it separately, so I probably will get that. So I like just a fine little line of that glue. Alright, so there's that. So this is what we've got so far. Cool, huh? Alright, now let's do the fun part of the card, the other fun part of the card. So I have stamped that large rose image, and I did most of the coloring already just to save time. I'm looking for my scrap piece. There it is. I stamped it in Old Olive ink, and I colored the leaves in Granny Apple Green, and then I went over some of the spots with the dark Granny Apple Green. So the colors that I used for the roses to go with the Calypso Coral, I'm going to go over the whole rose first with, this is light petal, nope, dark petal pink, okay? And the tip on this isn't the best on this Stampin' Blend, but I'm going to get what I can on there with it, and then I'm going to turn it and use the bullet end. Okay, so come in here, and we're going to add more color to this, so I don't have to be super precise. And it will blend, it doesn't have to be the same color like the dark version of that color to blend with another color. We've got our little rose buds there. Alright, so I'm going to come in with Daffodil Delight. This is dark Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to go over some of these spots. I need the brush tip. And I'm not using it on the whole thing. I'm just adding patches of colors of it. We'll add a little bit here, and a little bit there. Now I'm going to come in with light Calypso Coral. And I'm going to go over is this the light? Yeah, this is the light. I'm going to go over a lot of this. It makes a really pretty, like a tangerine color. I'm trying to go the same way as the drawing on the rose. And I'm going to leave those buds light. I'm just going to bring the dark Calypso Coral and do a little bit of the dark patches here, not a lot. I'm just kind of going really lightly there. And you can go on the edges if you want to. I'm basically staying on where the dark images are that the artist drew. Okay, so our flower is done, and then as for the leaf is stamped in Old Olive, and I just went over these with the Granny Apple Green, and you can just recolor over the dark with a light Granny Apple Green, or you can use the dark Granny Apple Green. Alright, so let's add this to our card. So what we're going to do with these roses, I'm going to lay this way onto my card so it looks like that on the front. So I'm going to just add plain glue. And we are going to make a buckle card. I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is going to lay, whoops, I got it the wrong way. You want your little blossoms to be on the left. And, well, these two, the smaller flower on the left. So that's going to go on there like that. Now I'm going to bring my leaves in. And what I want to do is I want my leaves to go this way. And what I'm going to do is, and you can bend this a little bit. There's a score line there, so that's ready to bend a little bit. It's pliable. I'm going to put dimensionals on this end here, and under this leaf here. Dimensionals, what did I do with them? Here they are. Okay, so you want them on the two ends, except not the stem. Let's see, it's this leaf here, I think. Whoops. And this is going to lay on this like that. Isn't it pretty? And then you just pull this out from there. And up here we're going to stamp Best Birthday Wishes. And we're going to use Memento Black. And then you can sign it over here. You could even stamp that rose image there. So we want Best Birthday Wishes. You could do it here. I'm going to bring it down a little bit just to make sure that circle is going to cover it when it's closed. Okay, it does cover it. And then over here we could actually add another piece of designer series paper. A contrasting piece would be pretty. In fact, I think I'll do that right now. We'll add some of this. I'm trying to think, it was 4 by 2.5, I think. But anyways, that'll be in the PDF tutorial. If you buy the class, you'll get the PDF tutorial. And then you will have the video to refer back to. Yeah, so that can go in there like that. And you do need to use the host code. It's up there to get the kits. Okay, so there's our beautiful card. We've got those gorgeous roses, and we'll slip this under our beautiful leaf there. Oh, we didn't add gems. We got to have gems on it. And I think I'll leave these plain silver. So I'll put one here. We'll add one up here. One down here maybe. Okay, so we have this card. We have this card. And we have this beautiful card. So these are the cards that you would get 2 of each of these to make if you order with me this week. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and I will be posting more with a beautiful stippled rose. Take care now.